Hallo, mijn naam is Esther Pardijs. Ik ga hier in gesprek met 3 zojuist afgestudeerde filmmakers die als overeenkomst hebben dat ze associatieve films maken. So, I just saw 3 beautiful films, each beautiful for its own reason. And I'm very happy to talk to the new talents who made these films. I'm Esther Pardijs, I'm a documentary maker. And could you guys please introduce yourself? Dylan, can you start?
Yeah, nice to meet you. My name is Dylan Werkman, and I studied at the Dutch Film Academy at documentary direction. And my film is called A View from Above. Yeah, so on the one hand, you have the journey of the astronaut going up in space. And on the other hand, you have these scenes of the Earth that are supposed to make you feel the emotions of the astronaut in a more comprehensible way. Like we all haven't gone to up in space, so we don't know what an astronaut is going through on an emotional way. So with these more earthly scenes, we get more closer to that feeling. And so, yeah, so the idea is to understand a little bit more of that journey so that in the end we can feel what the astronaut feels when he's looking at the Earth.
Claude, can you continue?
Yeah, I just graduated from KBK and my film is Leaving, Returning, and in the film I work through leaving Lebanon, which is my home country, in a time of crisis and experiencing Lebanon from the Netherlands.
Growing up, I wondered why show these ads on Lebanese TV. If you are already in Lebanon as a resident or as a tourist, you are already part of the performance.
I wanted to show not what is usually imagined as a nation, but rather what comes to mind when I think about a nation or about Lebanon or these things.
Cyan, should I say Cyan?
Cyan is fine.
Cyan. Can you continue?
Yes, I'm Cyan. I also graduated from KBK at the Nonlinear Narrative Master's Department. And my film, Dear CHEAMIN, is about how the ongoing pandemic of COVID-19 is disproportionately affecting the already marginalized communities, including queer people and people of Asian descent, and how it is intertwined in my experience as well. So it's partially autofictional.
이태원의 클럽에서 확진자가 처음 났을 때 한숨을 크게 쉬었다. 당국은 이태원의 휴대폰 통신 기록과 카드 결제 내역으로 이름과 휴대폰 번호와 집 주소를 찾아내서 1905명을 격리했다. 국민일보는 단독 보도하면서 동성애자 활동 패턴 알아야 코로나19 막는다고.
As I graduated from KBK, an art school, our graduation project was supposed to be finalized in an exhibition setting rather than in a cinema setting. So the spatial structure was the initial starting point for the parallel screens.
What I like about films like this, it's that it's getting away from linearity a lot more, and also from word-driven storytelling, which is a bit our tradition. And you guys are really, I think, new talents who take the visual part so much more strongly and start to search for visual storytelling. And I really like that. We should do it more often. Dylan, what is your favorite scene?
The favorite scene, I selected the part that we see an old man going up into the diving plank.
sparring session. This is nothing more than a sparring session. This is nothing more than a sparring session. This is nothing more than a sparring session.
It's the first time that the stories come together in a more sort of a physical way. You see the old man on the diving board. He's facing his challenge, and so is the astronaut in a way at that moment. It really cuts together. I think it's one of the first times that it's really cutting in. You see it more in a physical way, and then also in an emotional way. You see sort of the inner fight that the boxer has with himself. And I got it from a quote from a astronaut who was saying, like, as soon as you are in that spaceship, there's no way back, and you have to face your own fears and insecurities. And I like how that all comes together in this sort of minute and a half.
Exactly. Claude, what's your favorite scene?
And my favorite scene is towards the end. It's the start of the part that I call the red part. Was an inspiration for my theoretical work that I'm continuing. And it was basically the similarity between the production of image that the state does in a traditional context and the production of image that we are doing ourselves through social media. And I think this is a very important point to be critical about how we're producing image and the platforms where we're producing image, using them and sharing our images on them. So that's why it's my favorite.
You feel like you have to do, you have to recounter, tell a different story?
I think this film was a central point for me to experiment with film as a thinking process. So I don't work with film only to produce a film, but I also, at the same time, I produce theory related to the film, or basically they are the same thing, it's a different medium.
Cyan, what is your favorite scene in your film?
Yes, mine is in the third chapter.
새로운 세상이라고 떠들썩한데 여전히 비행기는 없고 나는 침대랑 책상 사이에 있다. 시간을 가늠하는 건 여전히 식물뿐이다. 건강하고 안전하고 적합한 몸은 수지도 은하도 지영이도 아니고 나도 쿠팡이나 아마존의 노동자도 아니고 퀴어도 아니고 흑인도 아시안도 아닌 새로운 세상.
Everyone's talking about the new world. It is also the new world where the healthy, safe, and suitable bodies are not mine. I find it as the central idea of, or the message that I want to present through my film, in the way that by questioning what is considered as the new normal since the pandemic, by presenting through these archival footages, it immediately shows you or me that it is connected rather to the past of us than the future of us. So yes, this is my favorite scene.
Well, thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed the poetry, the association, the visual way of storytelling. I think we can learn a lot from it, and my hope is we do a lot more films like this in this new way of storytelling. There's a huge field to explore, I think. Thank you very much for your films and for this talk.